Hello everyone, this is like a surprise live because I definitely didn't plan this. I just realized that I haven't mentioned anything about this project that was finished last month. So I was like, let me get on here and talk about this. And I look super bright. I'm not even like this bright in person. I'm definitely more brown, but it is what it is. This is what I'm working with. So last month, I think it was last month, might have been this month, the Empty Frames Initiative, which is a nonprofit organization that caters to young people aging out of foster care in North Carolina, published The Story of Foster Care, which is this little book. And as it says, Empty Frames Initiative. Hello, people that are on. But yes, so it says The Story of Foster Care, and in the back it has me and several other co-authors' names. This was I think it's Latia. This was a book that was published last month. Unfortunately, I did not make any announcements or anything about it. Because I've been working on my book, but I realized I need to talk about it so that way also some other authors and artists can get some exposure, as well as this organization, because this organization, Empty Frames Initiative, is incredible in North Carolina. So a little bit of background about this book is that we started that, I think it was in 2018, and I was asked kind of to tell a little bit about my story. And I ended up saying, can I do it in another form than storytelling? Can I do it in poetry or spoken word? Or photography, because I love doing it that way, as opposed to just like, this is my story and this is what it is. And so they actually told me yes, and from that I decided to, I kind of started traveling from North Carolina. I went to Houston, Texas, and then I flew to Arizona. And during that time I was just like processing like my foster care story, a little bit before, a little bit after, and just kind of like writing whatever came to mind. I was also taking pictures and stuff like that. So that's also what's in this book. I'm gonna flip to something here. So like, this is one of the pictures that I took. This is actually in LA, when I went to LA. I don't know if you all can see that. It's like trash with a car seat. And that really disturbed me, and I feel like it definitely, and there's more of like, what I said about it and stuff, which is like on that page. But I just, I think that it really was telling, especially to certain things that I was feeling and processing from my foster care experience. And so like, this is kind of what the entire book is about as well. It's just kind of like, social workers, I believe it's social workers, foster parents, and former foster youth, kind of telling their stories through poetry or little excerpts and photos. So like this one was like me, and it was about home. And I kind of go into like, as young people in foster care, sometimes it's really difficult to recognize the definition of home. Like, you can think of what home means to you, but it's like you're always searching for that. And even after you age out, I've recognized that there's a lot of young people or people that grow into adults and older adults, they just never achieve that state of like, oh, this is home, or this is like this is my space, because it's that constant like, I'm supposed to be moving, I'm supposed to, that became the new normal of just moving from one place to the other. So I talk a little bit about that in this book. And I was really, really excited. I know like with COVID and stuff that the date was pushed back and stuff, but it's finally out. It's The Story of Foster Care. It is actually on Amazon. So definitely support the Empty Frames Initiative and all the other authors out here on here that did it. And I also wanted to let's see if I can find, I have some poems in here. So I wanted to do a poem really quick on live. But there's all kinds of stuff in here, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So let me find one. Yeah, this is really beautiful. Okay, so I found one, and so this is called Blur, and I'll go more into like what that is. That is amazing. Please post a link. Yes, I will post a link in the comment after I get off live, so that way you all can support this amazing organization. And I just love the work that they're doing, and they're just, you know, even during COVID, trying to show up and stuff like that. So yes. Okay, so this poem is called Blur, and I'll go more into like what it's really about, but it's really short, so it's not going to be like this long thing. Okay. Blur. Hello, disheveled. Dad, alone. Adulting, no guidance. Lost. Mom, alone. Resilience. Family, patience. Okay. Journey, thrive. Am I doing this right? So that's the poem. This is kind of what that's about, and there's so many in here, but this one particularly is about adulting, as someone that has experienced foster care or childhood trauma, and like not really having a lot of support. And so that's kind of like where in the beginning I'm like, hello, like, is there anyone around? Is there anyone that cares? Is there anyone that loves me? Is there anyone that's, you know, here to support me if I fall? Hello, is there anyone there? And disheveled. And then the second line is dad, and that's like question mark, like, one, where is my dad? Two, you know, like alone. And then adulting, no guidance. So that also kind of talks to the piece of like, there's a lot of things I didn't know how to do for a long time. Like things that I think were kind of common sense to a lot of people. Like knowing how to go into a restaurant and order your food. I didn't know how to do that. Like it actually gave me so much anxiety just to walk inside any place, even a grocery store. And that's another thing. That's also why this is a grocery store. And it's like blurred because it's like I'm in a haze. Like I was like, I don't even know what to get. I know, like, you know, vegetables are healthy. That's the obvious choice or whatever. But like, what do I get? How, like, what do I make? How do I meal prep? How do I know, you know, so many questions, so little guidance. And I think after a certain age, like for me, I was placed into foster care when I was a teenager. People automatically assume you should know certain things. And I agree, you know, I think if you're, you know, 16 years old, you should know certain things. But like, if you were never taught, you can't just know. You can't just, oh, I know now, I'm 16 and I downloaded the information. That's not how it works. Sometimes I wish that is how it works, but it's not how it works. So, you know, just a lot of trial and error and not knowing how to continue moving forward in my life as a young person, and also navigating my trauma and other pieces. And what, you know, defining for myself what success really meant. And so I think that's also kind of how I ended up writing the book that is coming out now in September 29th, the Black Foster Youth Handbook, because I recognize, like, of course, the statistical value of young people right now, and seeing, you know, my specific story and all the stories that I saw and heard, and, you know, just was really really hurt by, honestly. When traveling throughout the nation and hearing people, it was just like, this is a lot, you know. And I want to empower more people to write their stories and share their stories, because I think the more that not only young people but the constituents of foster parents, resource parents, social workers, CASAs, guardian ad litems, like, everyone has to share their stories, because we need all different perspectives and parts of the story. Like, okay, this is your perspective, this is this perspective, so we can, you know, first figure out what the actual problems are and then work towards solutions. We can't just keep talking about stuff and, you know, feeling sorry for everybody, and that's great too, but empathy also needs to come with change. Okay, I'm empathizing with you. What needs to happen now? What needs to, you know, change now? And not allowing ourselves to be like, well, that's too horrible beyond repair, because it's not. I don't believe that anything is too horrible beyond repair. You know, statistically, I was not supposed to make it for so many reasons, and I touch a little bit about that in my book coming out. But it's a journey, and I think, like, just what this organization is doing, Empty Frames Initiative, and so many other amazing organizations across the nation. Some I even interviewed a few weeks back in July. Well, I guess that's months. A couple of months back in July, that are in, like, Colorado and North Carolina, New Jersey, everywhere. And I think we need to continue to elevate those voices and elevate, you know, the work that's being done, just so, one, we can continue in the fight of change, but also elevate hope. Because sometimes we can be in it so deep, and we think we're doing it all, and we're pushing hard, and then we start to lose hope, because it's like, well, I'm doing all these different things and there doesn't seem like there's a lot of change. Well, there is. There always is. So that's something I definitely wanted to share. And yes, what was it? Inbox me later. Okay, I will definitely inbox you. But yes, this is the story of foster care, and sorry I wasn't able to mention it earlier. I've been really working hard on the book that I'm doing. I'm self-publishing. But yes, Miriam, you're on here. But yes, I'm going to put the link to this book as well as Empty Frames Initiative down in the comments, so that way you all can go check out their work and this book and the amazing people that have written and poured their hearts into it as well. So I hope you all are having an amazing Friday. I'll also put down the link where you can see my information and my website, which is the Original Soulflower. So I'll put that down. Much love to you, Miriam. And we have to connect. And yeah, that is all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to hop on really quick and talk about the story of foster care, and wish you all the best and keep doing what you're doing. For everyone that is doing amazing work, and you know who you are, and those that, you know, have a thought about it and are brainstorming and strategizing, I just want to encourage you to keep with that vision, even if other people are like, yeah, that's a lot, like, I don't think, like, you should do that, or you know how much that's gonna cost, or what's another famous one, that's gonna be a lot of work in the trenches. It doesn't matter. Like, okay, great, thank you. Like, I know that it's gonna be a lot of work. It might be costly, but at the end of the day, if the vision was given to me, I know that it has to be birthed. You know, if the vision is given to you, you know that it has to be birthed, and you'll figure out the why and how and all these other different pieces. But once you recognize that part, I'm pretty sure, like, you'll figure out the rest. So appreciate you all. Hey, Aunt Wanda came in at the end. And much love, light, healing energy. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.